For Utah State, Crew Ainge, who is Danny Ainge's son, he runs the point. Sam Merrill, averaging close to 22 points per game, is their star. Senior Quinn Taylor plays the 3. With him is Brock Miller, a redshirt freshman 4, and Nemias Keita, who's going to set to jump with Tommy Rutherford here. Keita, their leading rebounder and shot blocker, 7.3 boards a game, 2.4 blocks. Opening tip is won by Utah State, and it will be Crew Ainge to bring it up for Utah State. With it now is Sam Merrill. Get used to the name Sam Merrill. He is their star, and UC Irvine traditionally has been very good against whoever's the other team's star player. First shot of the game is a 3 by the redshirt freshman Brock Miller. He's good to make about 2 threes a game, unable to convert the first. It's a missed shot. So now UC Irvine with their first possession of the evening. It's Max Hazard with the pass left side over to Yasu Worku. Yasu picks up short corner on the left side, finds Tommy Rutherford from the left elbow. Now it's back to Yasu. Yasu trying to slide into the lane, picks up his dribble, and he traveled. Drug that pivot foot, and that's an early turnover for UC Irvine. The Anteaters did such a good job in their win at St. Mary's this past Wednesday. Only 6 turnovers in that game. UC Irvine did a great job protecting the basketball, won that game 80-75. UC Irvine came into that game with no players averaging double figures, and then they had 10 finish in double figures. It was good to see. Crew Ainge with it now with 14 on the shot clock for Utah State. He's dribbling up the right side, gets caught underneath. He drug his pivot foot too, but no call. Little give and go, went to Keita, now back to Ainge. Ainge picks up his dribble. Keita's now going to fire a 3, and he made it. Nemias Keita. His first 3 of the season, his first 3 as a college basketball player, gives Utah State a 3-0 lead here a minute and 20 seconds into this game. Max Hazard now with it for UCI. He goes right side to Yasu Worku. Worku trying to get into the lane, not there. Now pass goes left side over to John Edgar Jr. from the wing. He goes to the right-hand floater. That shot no good. Tipped to line and picked up by Keita. Utah State is an outstanding rebounding team, and teams do not shoot very well at all against them. Picking up his dribble is Quinn Taylor. Now the ball goes back over to Keita. Keita elbows Galloway in the face, and that's an offensive foul. The foul on Keita will be his first, team's first. Jonathan Galloway was right up on him, played good defense. Keita swung the elbow, got Gallo in the chin. And now they're going to go to the monitor here to see, or I guess to try to determine intent, contact to the face. This has been a point of emphasis in college basketball this year, trying to determine head contact and really physicality in general. There was an NCAA video that came out just this week about the hook and hold call and that being a point of emphasis. While we got a moment on the floor with 18-17 left here in the first half, it's 3-0 Utah State. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. We're glad you're with us here for UC Irvine Hoops, the Anteaters and the Aggies. UC Irvine against Utah State. The officials are at the monitor right now to determine if there's going to be a flagrant foul issued to Keita after he had elbowed Jonathan Galloway in the first. He picked up a common foul. Initially was the ruling on the floor, and they are reviewing that right now. So they're actually going to say, I think they may be overturning this call. No, that's not going to be the case. Okay, so a common foul is what it is. By the way, our officials this evening, it's a Big West crew, Darren White, Michael Irving, Juan Corral. Officials that we are very used to seeing here in this conference. Yasu Worku going to be the one bringing it up for UC Irvine here. Anteaters down 3-0, just under 2 minutes into this game. Ball goes to Jonathan Galloway, high post. Now it goes right side over to Yasu Worku. Worku picks up his dribble just inside the free throw line. He got hit on the shot. It's going to be a foul against Crew Ainge. Crew Ainge is a starter, a sophomore for Utah State, his first team second. I mentioned before, he's the youngest son of Danny Ainge, the current Boston Celtics GM. Of course, he was a great player for the Celtics. Yasu Worku at the line. First free throw is in. Bounce on the rim a couple of times. Good to see Yasu get that. He's struggled on the year. Came into this game shooting just 50% on the season from the stripe. But Crew Ainge is not going to play all that much. He doesn't play starter minutes. Dwayne Brown Jr. is their second leading scorer. He comes off the bench. He averages double figures. So Yasu Worku able to convert the second free throw as well, so he gets both. It's 3-2. Utah State leading UC Irvine here, just over 2 minutes into this game. Ainge with the pass over to Merrill. Merrill now with it. Merrill picks up his dribble. Now trying to get it over to Brock Miller. Miller being guarded very tightly by John Edgar Jr. Ball goes right side. Jump shot is up and in. Sam Merrill and beat Yasu Worku on the baseline. Merrill pulls up for a long two, able to knock it down. Makes it 5-2. Utah State leading UC Irvine. We're 2.5 minutes into this game. Anteaters down by 3. Working with the pass left side of John Edgar Jr. Trying to find Tommy Rutherford. Rutherford has been quiet of late offensively, and he's gone on about a 5-game stretch where he struggled. Goes with the right hand on the hook shot, and that one falls. Good to see Tommy get that score early. We saw him really start to play with a lot more confidence against St. Mary's on Wednesday. Then a quick pass on the other side goes down low to Cada. Cada able to finish. But for Tommy, it's important that he gets his offense clicking. Like we mentioned before, he averaged 8 points a game in the first 3. I mean, it's an all-conference player, but only 3 points per game in the last 5. It's 7-4. Utah State leading UC Irvine. Anteaters have the ball now. It goes left side in the short corner for Tommy Rutherford. Back to Max Hazard. Now being swung around the perimeter for UC Irvine. Pull-up jump shot for 2, and it's good by John Edgar Jr. Just beyond the elbow on the right side. Makes it a 1-point game. 7-6. Utah State has the lead. Sam Merrill with it right now. Merrill, step back from the right elbow. No good. He's able to pass it over to Quinn Taylor. Good decision by Merrill not to take a shot there, and now Tommy picks up a foul trying to hedge on a screen. So Tommy's got to be careful. He has picked up 4 fouls in 4 of the Anteaters' last 5 games, and in that stretch, playing just 14 minutes a night. Elston Jones is going to come in to replace him. Elston Jones, a transfer from Utah State, getting an opportunity to face his former team for the second time. Last year in Logan, Elston 5 points, 6 boards in 16 minutes. Played really well in that game. Russ Turner mentioned in the pregame show that he offered Elston the opportunity to start this game, had talked about it, but ultimately Elston said, no, let's come off the bench and keep status quo. Anteaters are playing well. Good pass inside, down low, and a score there for Quinn Taylor, the senior from Houston, coming out of an 8.5 rebound game against Northern Iowa in their win. 71-52 last time out. That makes it 9-6. Utah State leading UC Irvine. Wide open was Yasu Worku for a 3. Didn't take it. Instead pulls up short corner from 8 feet. Baseline jumper, no good. Rebound is grabbed by their big, the 6'11 freshman, Nemias Cada. Now it's Merrill. Merrill, top of the circle, 3 ball, no good. Long rebound is chased and grabbed by Max Hazard. Utah State likes to play really up-tempo basketball. They rank 40th in the country in terms of tempo, according to Ken Palm. Ball goes right side now over to John Edgar Jr. John Edgar Jr. attacking the lane. Shot no good. Gallo tipping it up alive. Cada was last to touch it. No! They're going to say that's last touched by UC Irvine. And we got a timeout on the floor. It's going to be Utah State basketball when we come back. Couple of subs coming in. Evan Leonard should be on the floor for UCI. He was their best scorer a year ago. He has not played much at home so far this year, but is coming off a 22-point night. He'll be in the lineup when we come back. It's 9-6 Utah State leading UC Irvine. 15-18 to go in the first on the Anteater Basketball Radio Network. Yeah, this is going to be a minute 10. Yep. It's 9-6, Utah State leading UC Irvine here. Hello, everybody. My name is Trent Rush. Glad you're with us for UC Irvine Hoops on the Anteater Basketball Radio Network. Utah State and UC Irvine. Anteaters have brought a couple of subs into the game. Robert Cartwright comes in with Evan Leonard. He's joined by Colin Velp, who enters with Elston Jones, and John Edgar Jr. on the floor right now for Utah State. They just brought in Terrian Knight into the game. Terrian Knight with the pass right side over to Sam Merrill, their leading scorer. He misses a three short. Rebounds grabbed by Robert Cartwright. They also brought in Dwayne Brown Jr., their second leading scorer, into the game. So second units in for both teams, but it's hard to say second units because both are so balanced. In fact, for a while, UC Irvine's bench was outscoring their starters. Meanwhile, John Edgar Jr., who's led the team in minutes on the year, hits a baseline jumper from about 15 feet to again make it a one-point game. 9-8 Utah State up. Anteaters have not led at any point so far. We're just over 5.5 minutes into this game. Keita puts it on the ground, goes up with the right hand and scores. Keita is long, 6'11", 240 pounds, and a good ball handler there. It was a high dribble, but he went all the way from the left wing to the right side to finish at the basket. He did it on one dribble. That was impressive. 11-8, Utah State up by 3. Ball goes right side to Cartwright, but a whistle away from the ball. I think this is going to be on Keita. And if it is on Keita, that'll be his second. They're actually going to call this one on Terrian Knight. So the foul on Knight is his first, team's third. Only one foul against UC Irvine so far. 11-8, Utah State leading UCI. 14-12 remaining here in the first. Robert Cartwright, the one to pass it in for UC Irvine. He goes right side over to Velp underneath the Anteater basket. Now it's back to Cartwright on the left wing. He's looking inside for Jones. Gets a screen from Velp. Now the pass goes right wing over to Evan Leonard. Evan coming off a 22-point performance against St. Mary's. Evan picks up his dribble. 6 in the shot clock. John Edgar Jr. can't handle it. It goes out of bounds, and that's a turnover. Tough possession for UCI right there, coming off an inbound, a place where Anteaters have had quite a bit of success. They did certainly against St. Mary's. Spencer Rivers now going to check into the game. So far in this game, we have had the son of the Boston Celtics general manager, Danny Ainge's son. Crew Ainge comes in. Meanwhile, turn on the other side, and now the coach that won him a championship, and Doc Rivers' son, Spencer, is going to check in. Jump shot here for Colin Velp was a three from the left side. Shot was no good. Utah State up still 11-8. Transition three ball there. Taken and missed by Brown, but a tip slam by Neemias Keita. The freshman from Portugal with a highlight dunk right there. Keita, outstanding. 13-8. Utah State up by 5. That was a big-time play. This guy's a special talent. Ball goes down low to Elston Jones. Elston goes left-hand hook shot, and that one does not fall. Rebound mistimed by Velp. Unable to hang on to it was Jones. It ends up in the hands of Utah State. Here comes Brown going the other way. Velp tried to take a charge, and now they're going to give him the call. And that's an offensive foul. It's going to go against Dwayne Brown Jr. Well, I can understand why Utah State's head coach Craig Smith is not going to like that call. It was a late whistle by an official that was out of position. Anteaters got a break right there. Good job by Colin Velp to take the charge. 12:53 remaining here in this opening half, 13-8. Utah State leading UC Irvine. Craig Smith, first season as the head coach at Utah State, was at South Dakota before this. He was won 48 games over the last 2 seasons, and now comes to Utah State and gets off to a great start, 6-1 record. Ball right side to Evan Leonard. He beats his man. Good pass down low to Elston Jones, who finishes. Beautiful passing right there. Evan Leonard, the creator, goes down low and gets a great dish. Jones to finish. 3-point game. Ball goes back out. It goes to Brito. And now it looks like a whistle away from the ball is going to be on Elston Jones, his first. That's now 2 against UC Irvine here in this opening half. Subbing into the game now for Utah State, John Knight III, a sophomore, JC transfer from Mississippi, rocks bright red hair. Jonathan Galloway going to come into the game for Elston Jones. Utah State's Terrian Knight to pass it in underneath the Aggie basket. Ball gets over to Brown and swatted away by Jonathan Galloway. A big-time rejection right there. He had a big one at St. Mary's and has another one here. The 2-time Big West Defensive Player of the Year making an early statement that it's not going to be so easy going into the paint on John Galloway. Ball right side over to Brown. He's trying to get around Velp. Good defense there. Ball is tipped up in the air, still loose. It looks like Rivers last to touch it. They're going to say it was actually of Utah State here. And it's going to be UC Irvine ball. We're seeing Dwayne Brown holding his face, and we're seeing Terrian Knight limping here. So a couple of Aggies banged up on that last possession. On the floor for UC Irvine right now, it's Cartwright with Rivers and Leonard. Colin Velp and Jonathan Galloway. Leonard with the handoff over to Cartwright on the left wing. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Cartwright puts it on the ground. Now pass goes right side to Velp. Velp swings it over to Spencer Rivers. Spencer Rivers, 2 dribbles, right side into the corner now for Colin Velp. Colin Velp then with a good move, goes up with the left hand. Can't get the shot to fall, but Jonathan Galloway was held trying to get the rebound. The foul here is going to be on Ben Fakura. The foul on Fakura is his first. Fakura, a freshman from Australia. UC Irvine's having a tough time getting shots to fall, but they're playing good basketball. Utah State's got a 13-10 lead with 11:40 to play here in the first half. You're listening to UC Irvine basketball on the Anteater Basketball Radio Network. So these are all going to be 110 until we get into halftime. That's 3:10. Utah State with a 13-10 lead here on the campus of UC Irvine. It's the Aggies leading the Anteaters here. You know, Utah State has done a good job this year in several categories. They're 6th in the country in field goal percentage defense. Team shooting just 35.1% against them. 6th in rebound margin. They're 3rd in free throw percentage. Utah State ranks very high in a lot of different categories. 11:40 remaining here in this first half. Robert Cartwright's going to be the one to pass it in for UC Irvine. Tommy Rutherford back into the game for UCI. Ball gets inbounded to Spencer Rivers, and his fall-away jumper on the right side, up and good. Spencer Rivers gets the bucket. And now it's a one-point game once more. 13-12. Utah State leading UC Irvine. On the attack here is Knight. He tries to get the layup to fall. Doesn't go. Goes through the hands of Jonathan Galloway. Galloway able to get it over to Cartwright. Anteaters have numbers. Cartwright's going to try to push. Cartwright trying to find Tommy Rutherford hustling up the floor, but it wasn't there. And now UCI will reset their offense. Ball left side over to Evan Leonard. He pulls up just inside the three-point line from the top of the circle. Shot was no good. Rebound secured by Fakura. And Fakura takes it for Utah State, able to get it over to Dwayne Brown Jr. Ball goes left side in the corner now for Abel Porter. Porter with the pass to Brito. Brito still with it. Dribbles through the lane. Goes right over the top of Galloway. The tip no good. Ball gets taken away by Galloway. Farica had an opportunity. And then a foul gets called on Fakura here. So Fakura picks up his second. And Jonathan Galloway just being aggressive down low. I don't know if his box score is going to look all that great so far. But, boy, he's sure making a difference in this game just with heart and hustle. UC Irvine with an opportunity to take the lead here. They're down by 1 with 10:40 remaining here in the first. It's 13-12 in the very early goings of this game. Ball goes left side over to Evan Leonard. He's able to enter it down low to Tommy Rutherford, who's got one hook shot made already. He spins his way into a double team, and then he traveled. Tough turnover right there. The double team came. That's what Utah State does. Tommy had a tough time with it. Tried to pass out of it. Instead, drug the pivot foot, and that's a travel. We mentioned before, Tommy Rutherford has a big contingent of fans here at the Brent Center tonight. We saw the Go Tommy signs, number 42, sitting center court. About midway up the stands here. Knight with the jumper from the right side, and that's up and in. So Terry and Knight. And then a tee afterwards. It was actually John Knight III who made the shot. And then afterwards, wanted to celebrate, and he picked up a tech. So John Knight makes a jumper, and now is going to give UC Irvine a chance to even it right back. Robert Cartwright's going to go to the stripe here and shoot for UCI. Cartwright's been outstanding at the free throw line this year. Was shooting 95% at one point, 85% right now, averaging just under 10 points a game. UC Irvine only has 2 in double figures, but they have 6 players that average 8.8 points a game or more. Cartwright able to convert the free throw. And he'll get one more here. Boy, that's a tough penalty. You make a jump shot, you start mouthing off, you gloat about it a little too much, and that's how you pick up a tech, and then you send a guy like Robert Cartwright to the line. He can make it a 1-point game here. UC Irvine still has not led at any point in this game. So here's Cartwright here with 10:09 remaining in this opening half. He's able to get both free throws, and now UCI will keep possession. By the way, on the floor right now for UC Irvine, it's Cartwright with Leonard, Spencer Rivers, who knocked down a jumper a few minutes ago, Tommy Rutherford, and Jonathan Galloway. Tommy's going to be the one to pass it in for UC Irvine. Rutherford able to get it over to Cartwright as we approach the midway point here in this opening half. Cartwright dribbles from right to left. Now he crosses over. Pass goes right side to Evan Leonard, top of the circle, being shaded here by Sam Merrill. Trying to set a screen for him is Jonathan Galloway. Good job by Gallo to get out of the way. He almost picked up an illegal screen there, setting up a little bit too wide. Trying to get to the basket is Cartwright, but an offensive foul. And that's going to be on Tommy Rutherford. They're going to say an illegal screen away from the ball. So on Tommy, that's now 2. Elston Jones going to come in to replace him. 3rd foul against UC Irvine. Took a bucket off the board. UC Irvine would have taken the lead right there. And that's now 2 on Tommy. We mentioned before the foul trouble he has been in the last 5 games, and it's affected him offensively. Dribbling now here is Abel Porter. And Jonathan Galloway playing, or excuse me, that was Robert Cartwright playing a little too aggressive defensively, and he picks up a foul call here. So now Utah State's Quinn Taylor going to be the one to inbound for UCI. So Cartwright picks up his first, and that's now 4 against UC Irvine. With it up top, here is Abel Porter. Porter with the pass over to Merrill. Now it's back over to Quinn Taylor. Taylor right side over to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. finds their big man in Cater. Cater gives it away. Ball goes into the corner. Good defense by Spencer Rivers with Brock Miller right on top of him. It's got to be a 5-second defense. It's not called. Cater now with it, able to get rid of it. 3 on the shot clock. 3 ball is in. Quinn Taylor knocks it down from the right side in the corner. UCI played outstanding defense for 27 seconds, especially since Spencer Rivers in the far side corner, but then a 3 the other way. Quinn Taylor able to knock it down. 18-14, Utah State leads UC Irvine by 4. 9 minutes remaining here in this first half. Spencer Rivers with the left side. He goes down low to Jonathan Galloway. Galloway's got a one-on-one. Goes to the left hand. Hook shot. That one no good. Tipped up by Elston Jones. Unable to secure it. And now here comes Utah State's Porter on the other end. Porter picking up his dribble. Really high-tempo basketball game so far. UC Irvine, for the most part this season, has basically played to the tempo of their competition. Whether tempo the other team plays is basically what UC Irvine has done. Sam Merrill with it right now. He gives it to Kata. Back to Merrill. Merrill with the head fake. Gets around Leonard, and it's knocked loose. Last touch by Merrill. Goes off his leg. It's going to stay with UC Irvine. Good job by Spencer Rivers to get his hand in there and deflect it, make it tough on Merrill. It comes free, and it's going to be UC Irvine basketball. Bevy of subs coming into the game for UC Irvine right now. We'll tell you who's in. It's Max Hazard with Yasu Worku and Evan Leonard, along with Colin Velp and Elston Jones. This may be the best scoring 5 that UC Irvine has. Ball goes over to Max Hazard on the right wing, looking for Velp. It's not there. Now to Elston Jones from the free throw line. 16 on the shot clock. Left side now for Yasu Worku. Worku dribbles to the left elbow. Elston trying to go up with a slam. He got hit. Ball came free. Gets picked up here by Merrill. Merrill now with it. Pulls up his dribble, just top of the key, able to pass it over to the left side. The 3 ball was missed by Taylor. Long rebound grabbed by Kata. Second chance now for Utah State. A great rebounding team. But Porter traveled there, and then Elston Jones knocked it out of his hands. Porter went to the ground hard. And a timeout on the floor with 7:54 remaining here in this first half. 18-14, Utah State by 4. You're listening to UC Irvine basketball on the Anteater Basketball Radio Network. Utah State with an 18-14 lead with 7:54 remaining here in the first half. I'm Trent Rush. Thanks for tuning in to UC Irvine Hoops here on the Anteater Basketball Radio Network. This Utah State team comes in, like we mentioned before, 6-1 this season. They beat St. Mary's by 17 on a neutral site game in Las Vegas. Same place where they lost their only game on the year to Arizona State 87-82, and then they just beat Northern Iowa 71-52. Coming into this one for UC Irvine, they already have road wins at Texas A&M, at Santa Clara. They beat UTSA and Toledo on neutral sites, one at St. Mary's, but now an opportunity to build that home resume. This is the third home game on the season. They beat Idaho by 18, and also they beat Life Pacific by 24, a non-Division I opponent. Colin Velp has it right now, down low for UC Irvine from the left block. He goes back out to a wide-open Yasu Worku, and he misses the three just off the back of the rim. Yasu has struggled shooting the basketball as of late. He's 4 for his last 20. Ball goes down low to Merrill. Merrill able to kick it over to the wide-open man in Diogo Brito, and Brito knocks down the tray. 21-14, Irvine struggling right now. 7:13 remaining here in this first half. UCI shooting under 35% to this point. Ball goes over to Yasu Worku, but that's what's going to happen against Utah State. They play really good defense. Worku, pass over to Velp. Velp, top of the circle, open three, and that one slips off. Shot no good. Anteaters are getting good looks. They're just not knocking them down. Utah State's outplaying them right now, too. Sam Merrill with it, looking down low for Cada. Cada on the reverse, blocked by Velp. Cada picks it up, though. Second chance, that doesn't fall either, and Elston Jones gets the rebound. Now he gets it ahead of John Edgar Jr., now back over to Jones. Jones to Worku, right side, great crossover move. Broke the ankles of Brito, then pass it away. Back over to Worku. Now left side Edgar. Left side corner three by Max Hazard. That one goes off the rim. In and out. 21-14. UC Irvine taking a lot of threes, and they're not making very many. Utah State with possession right now. Ball gets poked loose. Ends up in the hands of John Edgar Jr. 4-on-1 chance for UCI. Edgar over to Hazard to the cutting Jones. Jones gets hit on his trip, and he's going to go to the line for two. Good passing right there for UC Irvine, where Max Hazard caught it down low. He was too far underneath the basket to do much with it. Found the slashing Jones, cutting through the key, and he's able to get some free throws out of it. He gets hit on his trip. UC Irvine's one of the last 5 from the floor. They haven't scored in 2:52. Elston Jones at the line now. Started off the year really good free throw shooter. First foul shot here, no good. Jones 11 of 16 from the stripe on the season. He was only a 35% free throw shooter last year. 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go in this first half. It's still 21-14. Utah State leading UC Irvine. It's been a little tumultuous over at Utah State in terms of coaching, with the new coach in Craig Smith taking over for Tim Duryea. Second foul shot good for Elston Jones, and now Jonathan Callaway is going to come in to replace him. I mean, it's worked out okay. Utah State's better this year than they were last year. Brought in a couple of outstanding freshmen, including Nemias Cada, who's made a huge difference. And even though they lost their leading scorer from last year, they bring in a star and a difference maker defensively as well, and a great rebounder. That's been big for them. Big reason why Utah State is playing better this year than last year, even with all that they lost. Foul away from the ball. We'll see who this is on. That's going to be on Jonathan Galloway. So that's the first against Gallo. Fifth against UC Irvine. Gators are in the bonus. Utah State's had 8 called against them. Utah State's going to pass it in underneath. Utah State also now going to have to find a new football coach. Their head coach, Matt Wells, took the Texas Tech job, taking over for Cliff Kingsbury. And the rumors here in Southern California are all about Cliff Kingsbury potentially being USC's offensive coordinator. And there's a foul here against John Edgar Jr., his first, team 6th. Well, for UCI, if there is a silver lining here, yes, there have been 6 fouls called against them, but nobody has more than 2, and the only one with 2 is Tommy Rutherford. Crew Ainge passes it into a wide-open man down low, and he gets hit. It's Sam Merrill, and Merrill's getting 2 free throws. So 2 free throws coming up. Foul gets called on Yasu Worku. That's his first. So UC Irvine manages to pick up 3 fouls in a matter of, 15 seconds of game time. Merrill to the stripe. On the season, Merrill a 90% free throw shooter. And that one falls. Hung on the rim, spun all the way around, and then finally dropped. Robert Cartwright back in for UC Irvine. He comes in to replace Max Hazard. Sam Merrill coming off a 20-point night against Northern Iowa. Last year, he had a team high 13 against UC Irvine. He's the second leading scorer in the Mountain West, at 37 in their season opener against Montana State, and able to convert both free throws here. 23-15. Utah State's got an 8-point lead with 5:35 remaining here in this first half. Robert Cartwright now with it. UC Irvine made a field goal in close to 5 minutes. Utah State's on an 8-1 run. Yasu Worku trying to end that here. Passes over to Cartwright, back to Worku. 10 on the shot clock. Worku down low to Velp. Velp passes it. Right side goes face up with Merrill guarding him, goes right over him and scores. Colin Velp at 6'9", shot right over the 6'5" Sam Merrill and able to stop the field goal-less drought. That went over 5 minutes. 5 minutes to go now here in this half. It's 23-17. Irvine through all this, only down 2 possessions. Ainge on the attack. He goes to the floater, bounces all the way around the rim, and falls through. So Utah State back up by 8, 25-17. Gators with the ball, 4:45 to go. Here's Cartwright. Pass the left side over to Velp, back to Cartwright. 19 seconds on the shot clock, looking down low for Velp. He has it from the left block, trying to back down his defender. Goes up with the right hand, left it short, and the rebound is grabbed by Fakura. So Utah State with the opportunity to try to make it a double-digit lead. Ainge now with it, gets the free throw line, kicks it outside. It's Brown who goes head fake. Brown towards the basket, finds Fakura down low, and he's able to score right through Jonathan Galloway. 10-point game, 20-17. Gators really struggling shooting the basketball right now. They're 1 of their last 7 from the floor, 0-4 from behind the arc. 4:10 left. Cartwright gives it away. Ball gets picked up by Brown. Brown pass over to Merrill. Back to Brown. Brown for the flush. Timeout called by Russ Turner. Utah State with a commanding 12-point lead, 29-17, with 4:03 remaining here in this first half. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Again, Utah State with a 12-point edge over the Gators with just over 4 minutes to go in the first. You're listening to UC Irvine Hoops on the Gator Basketball Radio Network. Well, Utah State is rolling right now. They're on a 14-3 run over the last 6-11. They've made 3 of the last 4 shots, and they also are on a 6-0 run over the last 76 seconds. Meanwhile, UC Irvine, 1 of the last 7 from the floor. They've missed the last 4 threes. In fact, they're 0-4 from 3 in this game. 29-17, Utah State by a dozen with 4:03 left here in this first half. Utah State shooting 50% from the floor. UC Irvine just 31%. Utah State has shot a lot of 50% halves. They've done that in 7 of 14 halves coming into this game on the season. UC Irvine has the ball right now. It's Yasu Worku. Worku dribbling left side, gets a good screen from Elston Jones, finds a way all the way to the basket and gets through and scores. Good take there by Yasu Worku. Still a 10-point game. Utah State by that deficit, that margin, 29-19. UC Irvine really struggled in the first half at St. Mary's. Meanwhile, a bucket on the other side. Dwayne Brown Jr. just too easy from the free throw line. Back to 12, 31-19. Utah State up. Yasu Worku to bring it across. Yeah, UC Irvine shot 39% in the first half at St. Mary's and 59% in the second half. Now another turnover. John Edgar Jr. loses it. Now it goes over to Sam Merrill for Utah State. Sweet kiss off the glass, and now a 14-point lead for Utah State. This is the largest margin that UC Irvine has trailed by at any point this season. They were down by 14 at Texas A&M. Came back to win that game, and that was their biggest deficit so far. Evan Leonard on the other side gets hit on his jumper. Foul here is going to be on Sam Merrill. It's just his first, but it's going to send Evan Leonard to the line for 2 with 2:49 remaining here in this first half. It's 33-19, Utah State up. Utah State 6-0, and they have been up at halftime. Their last 5 opponents have been held to under 30 points at the half, and right now it's looking like that's going to be the case again. Here with UC Irvine struggling shooting the basketball right now, 7 of 20. Foul shot here from Evan Leonard is good. So Evan finally gets a tally in the scorebook. His first point comes on the free throw. 33-20. On the floor right now for UC Irvine, it's Leonard with Worku, Galloway, Edgar, and Jones. 2:49 left here in this first half. Angeter's got to try to find a way to get stops. Utah State's 5 of the last 6 from the floor. Leonard able to get that one to fall as well. 12-point game, 33-21, Utah State. Aggies with possession. It's Ainge across midcourt, able to kick it up ahead to Brito. Brito back over to Ainge. Ainge being guarded by Yasu Worku here. Merrill's not on the floor. Opportunity for UC Irvine to try to gain some ground. He doesn't come off the floor very much. It's Brito. Brito attacking towards the basket with John Edgar Jr. guarding him, and a tip slam is up and in. John Knight the third. That's the second tip slam tonight by an Aggie. Boy, that was a very outstanding play by a good athlete, the JC transfer from Mississippi. Ball goes a little give and go. Worku to Jones, back to Worku. Now it's Jones finds Evan Leonard on the left side. He goes head fake, decides to pull up from 16 feet and able to knock it down from the left to win. 2 minutes left here in the first half. It's 35-23. Utah State by a dozen. Crew Ainge across midcourt. Pass goes right side over to Knight. He just had that great tip slam on the other end. Back over to Ainge, top of the key. And reaching in here is Yasu Worku. The foul on Worku is going to be his second. That's also the 8th against UC Irvine, which means Ainge's going to be shooting 1-1. Ainge will actually be in the double bonus on the next Utah State foul. Robert Cartwright subs in for Yasu. Ainge goes to the line. He's only made 1 3 on the season, and he has 12 points over his last 5 games. But he does have a bucket here tonight and gets the front end of the 1-1. So he'll get another free throw. Max Hazard going to sub in for John Edgar Jr. here. Minute 51 remaining here in this opening half where UC Irvine has struggled. Mind you, don't go too far away at halftime. Kristen McDougald's interview with Talia Garza coming up at the break. Be sure to join us for that. Second foul shot up and in by Ainge as well. So he's able to convert both on the 1-1. 37-23. This would be UC Irvine's biggest halftime deficit if they're not able to chip away. Evan Leonard takes an early 3, and he missed it. That one went in and out. Ainge trying to extend the lead for Utah State. Ball goes left side now to Quinn Taylor. Taylor now with it. Ball goes up top over to Knight. Knight, little shimmy shake goes up, rising on Max Hazard. Shot no good. I think Hazard might have gotten a hand on that. Elston Jones gets the rebound, and now Elston is going to go to the line for 2 free throws. So the foul here goes against John Knight III. His second, team's 10th, which is why Elston Jones will be shooting 2 here in the double bonus. Irvine still has yet to make a 3. They're 0 of 5 after Evan missed that last one on the previous possession. Here comes Elston Jones back to the stripe, 1 for 2 so far here in this game tonight from the line. Second free throw, or first free throw of this sequence is up and in. Second one coming. And he's able to get that. Field goal percentage has been a big story. Utah State shooting close to 52%. UC Irvine only 36%. They haven't made a 3. They're doing a good job at the stripe, which has been rare on the season. Elston Jones gets that one to fall as well. Yeah, UC Irvine 9 of 10 from the line on the season. UC Irvine only a 66% free throw shooting team. It's Utah State that's the great foul shooters. They're 80%. That's third in the country. With it now is Brito. Ball goes down low over to Taylor. Taylor trying to back down Jonathan Galloway. Taylor picks up his dribble. Just able to get rid of it. Ainge there to scoop it up. Ainge trying to get into the lane. And it's taken away by Evan Leonard. Evan Leonard with the strip. Passes up ahead. Hazard transition 3. No good. That's not a good shot for UC Irvine. That's not their style of basketball. 37-25. Utah State still by a dozen. We're under a minute now. With it is Ainge. Ainge just taking his time. 17 on the shot clock. Ball goes right side over to Brito. Brito gets a screen set for him. And the ball continues to be worked around. Ball left side over to Taylor now. Taylor goes high post. Into Brito. Ball goes back out. Brito fires a 3. Left it short. Offensive rebound is grabbed by Cada. Boy, Utah State is killing UC Irvine on the boards. They're out-rebounding them right now 21-9. Timeout called by Utah State. They got 30-second timeout here. 20 seconds left here in this half. I mean, UC Irvine does not get out-rebounded like this. I mean, it just simply doesn't happen. Utah State's a good rebounding team. UC Irvine has been a good rebounding team on the season, but this has been bad tonight. Haters getting crushed on the boards. They're making their free throws, but not making any threes. They're shooting under 35% from the floor, and there is a lot to figure out at halftime for Russ Turner's squad. Now, UC Irvine, in their 5 wins against Division I opponents, they have trailed to the half in all of those games. Battling back from adversity is something this UC Irvine team is very familiar with, and we'll see if they're going to be put into that same situation again tonight. They will be down at the half here in this game. It's at this point now just a matter of by how much. Quinn Taylor's going to pass it in for Utah State from the sideline in Utah State territory. A little give and go action back to Taylor. Max Hazard sold out trying to get a strip. Now they try to get another takeaway. Cartwright gets the steal. Cartwright a free lane to the basket. Lays it to go right out of the hands of Brito. 7 of the shot clock. Aiders trying to hustle back in transition. It's Miller back over to Merrill. Merrill 3 seconds. Merrill puts up a 40-footer. It's an air ball. Good job by UC Irvine to get a little momentum back heading into the half. Robert Cartwright with the strip and the score, but UCI still down by 10 at the break. It's 37-27. Utah State leading UC Irvine here at halftime. UC Irvine, they got to get rebounds and they got to make some shots from the outside if they're going to come back and win this game. In those 2 stat categories, things could not have gone much worse for UCI in the first half. We're going to step aside for a moment. When we come back, Kristen McDougald's conversation with UCI women's basketball star Talia Garza. That's straight ahead. Of course, we'll have So UC Irvine with possession here as the second half is underway. Right away they go down low inside to Tommy Rutherford, who's able to go up and score with the right hand. So Rutherford's second get on the evening. He's got 4 points, 2 of 2 shooting, and now just a single-digit deficit for UC Irvine. It's Utah State up by 8. Utah State actually scoreless in over 2 minutes of game time. Haters on a little run here, 6-0 run. Ainge trying to get to the basket. Galloway went up in the air. A miracle fall away by Ainge. Shot no good. Rebounds grabbed by John Edgar Jr. And now Edgar is going to be the one to bring it up for UCI. Ball gets worked around the perimeter for the Haters. Now it's the work you left elbow. Looking down low. Galloway, one dribble gets it. Can't finish, but is going to go to the line for a couple of free throws here. Fouls were a problem for both teams, especially Utah State in the first half. Anteaters were in the double bonus. And now Jonathan Galloway will go to the line. Galloway has not yet scored in this game, does have 3 rebounds and a block shot. The block shot he had was a pretty significant block shot as well. As Gallo gets set, goes to the line, and gets the first free throw to rattle in. Galloway on the season, now shooting over 60% from the stripe. And he's been right about UC Irvine's average from the line on the season. Second free throw good. Before you know it, an 8-0 run, as this being a 2-possession game. 37-31, Anteaters only down by 6. They trailed by as many as 14, matching their largest deficit on the season. That was at Texas A&M. Sam Merrill with it. He dribbles over to the right side. Merrill kicks it out over to Taylor. Taylor open, look at a 3, and it's good. Really good pass, better finish. Merrill to Taylor for the tray. 40-31. That stops the 8-0 run. And now a takeaway by Cato. Cato being challenged by Galloway. Last to touch it was Cato, and it's going to be UC Irvine basketball. Cato went down hard there, too. Trying to take it away from Galloway on the breakaway. And UC Irvine fortuitous there to keep possession. 40-31, Utah State up by 9 here with 18:37 left here in this game. Glad you're with us for exciting mid-major college basketball here on the Wed Coast Show. Rivalry renewed. Yasu Worku pulls up left side jumper from 12 feet. Shot no good. Rebounds grabbed by Quinn Taylor, the senior. And he's able to get it over to Crew Ainge. Ainge brings it up for UCI. Now it's to Merrill. Merrill to Cato. Cato down low. Inside Ainge in the interior bucket. He's able to score. So 5-0 run now to answer the 8-0 run of UCI. And now Utah State's back up by 11. 42-31. Yasu Worku dribbles up top. Now it goes over to Max Hazard. Anteaters still looking for their first 3 on the night. It's John Edgar Jr. Back to Hazard. Hazard, one dribble, down low Rutherford. Rutherford's made both shots he's taken so far tonight. Rutherford puts it on the ground, kicks out to Worku. Worku, he goes to the paint now. Inside, goes around the rim. Left side jumper by Hazard, no good. Off the side of the backboard from the left corner. Anteaters now 0 of 7 from behind the arc. Now it's to Sam Merrill. He takes a 3 the other way and hits it. And that's what Sam Merrill does. That's a big 3 right there. He's got a team-high 9. And Utah State's back up by their biggest margin. They're up by 14. Here's John Edgar Jr. Right after UCI went on an 8-0 run. An 8-0 run in response for Utah State. Here's Yasu. Yasu kicks into the right corner for John Edgar. Edgar into the paint just inside the free throw line. Gets that one to rattle home. It falls. Back to 12, 45-33. Aggies over the Anteaters. Ainge across midcourt for Utah State. Now it's the Taylor left baseline. He goes over to Cato. Cato with a handoff over to Miller. Miller goes attacking. Free lane to the basket. Gallo with a late challenge. He missed the layup. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with Utah State here. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Evan Leonard now comes in. Evan Leonard just 1 of 3 shooting. He's got 4 points in his 11 minutes in the first half. And Evan's going to have to play a lot of minutes here in the second half. Missed 5 games, that mild calf strain. Fresh shot clock now, as Ainge is going to be the one to pass it in for UCI. Tipped by Hazard, goes back out of bounds. It'll stay with Utah State. No time even came off the shot clock there. 16:46 left here in this second half. Ainge trying to get it into Cato. Cato being guarded by Jonathan Galloway. Galloway's got his hands full, trying to stop the freshman. Cato is really impressed. There are a lot of NBA scouts here in the building tonight. Got to believe Cato is somebody that they really want to watch. 6'11", 240 pounds, and super athletic. He's raw offensively, but super athletic. Miller with it left side for Utah State. Now it's over to Ainge. Ainge being guarded by Hazard. Ball goes over to Merrill. Down low to Cato. Cato guarded by Galloway. 15 on the shot clock. Cato, 2 dribbles. Now takes a third. Spins, left hand, good. Right when I say he's raw offensively, he shows great footwork right there and is able to score. UC Irvine back up, or back down by 14. Utah State 47, UCI 33. Hazard in the lane, goes back out Leonard. Right side now, Worku. Just inside the 3-point line, misses the jumper, but Tommy Rutherford gets the offensive board. Rutherford, second chance, able to get it to Hazard. Hazard to Leonard. Leonard open 3. That one slips off the iron. Rebound grabbed by Cato. UCI now 0 of 8 from behind the arc. Open three, Taylor left side, good. And a timeout called by UC Irvine head coach Russ Turner. 15:54 remaining here in this game. Anteaters are down by their biggest deficit of the season. It's 50-33. Utah State by 17. Aggies on a 5-0 run and a 13-3 run. They've made 5 of the last 6 shots. Anteaters 0 of 8 from behind the arc. Yikes. We'll step aside for a moment. Anteaters with a big mountain to climb here, down 17 with under 16 to go here on the Anteater Basketball Radio Network. Well, after UC Irvine went 7-1 in the month of November with great road wins at Texas A&M, Santa Clara, especially the St. Mary's win just this past week, they are struggling on their home floor right now, taking on the best team they've faced so far this year. It's 50-33, Utah State by 17. Anteaters have the ball. It's Evan Leonard with it right now. Pass goes over to Yasu Worku. Yasu looking down low for Tommy Rutherford. It's not there. Now back over to Leonard, left side of Cartwright. Cartwright. Now over to Leonard. Leonard looking for something inside. Leonard goes to the head fake, able to get it to Elston Jones. Back to Yasu. Yasu, right elbow, picks up his dribble. Now inside Tommy Rutherford. Left-handed hook shot, no good. Left it off the front of the rim, and it's picked up by Quinn Taylor. That was a good possession right there, just nothing to show for it. And now Merrill gets hit by Evan Leonard. He was a bit dramatic there after the contact, but that's neither here nor there. Quinn Taylor takes a three and makes another one. Quinn Taylor is now 4 of 5 from behind the arc. Utah State's up by 20. It's 53-33 with 15 minutes left in this game. Not a good way for UC Irvine to try to begin their December. Yasu Worku down low, goes back out to Cartwright. Cartwright just trying to find any kind of space. His layup no good. UC Irvine now in this game shooting 34%. They've only taken 8 threes, and they've made none of them. Merrill on the other end missed the layup. Rebound's grabbed by Yasu Worku. Anteaters have numbers here. They get it ahead to Leonard. Leonard attacking towards the basket, gets hit, can't finish, but Leonard's going to go to the line for 2. 14:31 left here in this game. 53-33, Utah State on top over UC Irvine. Most points they have trailed by at any point on the season. Timeout on the floor, we'll take one as well. 53-33, Aggies by 20 here on the Anteater Basketball Radio Network. Utah State on a 16-2 run over the last 4.5 minutes, and they have blown their lead wide open. It's a 20-point game. 53-33. UC Irvine is down here with 14:31 left in this contest. On the floor for UC Irvine right now, it's Spencer Rivers with Robert Cartwright, Colin Velp, Jonathan Galloway, and Evan Leonard is at the line for UC Irvine. Stats are not pretty. UC Irvine hasn't scored in 2:37 as Evan misses the first free throw. John Edgar Jr. is doing a good job shooting the ball. He's 3 of his last 4. He's got a team-high 6 points. A lot of small numbers in the scorebook for UC Irvine so far. Offensively, it's a team shooting 34%. Second foul shot up and in for Evan Leonard. 53-34, Utah State by 19. Brown brings it across midcourt for the Aggies here. Brown with it now goes back outside over to Abel Porter Jr. Abel Porter being guarded very tightly by Robert Cartwright. Good job by Cartwright to stay in front of him defensively. Pass goes over to Taylor. Taylor's at 4 threes in this game. Now Brown takes one left side and it's good. We mentioned UC Irvine's 3-point shooting, how they're 0 of 8. On the flip side, Utah State 8 of 15. How's that for a difference in this game? 56-34, Antlers down 22. Cartwright with it attacks, gets hit by Merrill. So that's going to be a foul on Merrill for Sam. That's his second. It's going to send Cartwright to the line. He gets the shot to fall. Get it back to 19 with the free throw made here. For Robert Cartwright in this game, he now has 6, can get to 7 with the free throw. John Edgar Jr. comes in for Colin Velp. For UC Irvine, there's there's not one place to kind of point blame. I mean, you look at assists, 12-4 in favor of Utah State. UC Irvine's getting beat 27-13 on the boards right now. They're getting out-rebounded on the offensive glass, 8-2. Points in the paint, getting beat by 6. Points off turnovers. Utah State's got twice as many as UC Irvine does. Trying to get a dunk there was Quinn Taylor. Gallo wouldn't allow it, but Gallo picks up a foul call. Foul on Galloway is going to be his second. And that's now 1 against UC Irvine here in the second half, the first. 13:39 left here in this game. After this, UC Irvine going to be going to Cal Baptist before they come back home a week from tonight to face Montana. They'll have another Saturday night game against Denver. 3 straight home Saturdays. Come on out to the Brent, support UC Irvine. We've had a good crowd here tonight. UC Irvine has not played well, and Utah State is really, really good. That's the other part of this. Quinn Taylor makes the free throw. You know, in these new net ratings, which is replacing the RPI this year, Utah State in the initial rankings came out rated 35th in the country. UC Irvine was 101. So it kind of gives you an idea about these net ranking. And Utah State is a very formidable foe in the Mountain West. That's a good conference in the Mountain West. They're going to open conference play in Reno against Nevada January 2nd. What a game that's going to be. Looking down low for Jonathan Galloway. Gallo gets hit on his trip. Considering Nevada's the 5th-ranked team in the country, foul here is on Merrill. So that's now 3. Even though if he's in foul trouble, he's the only one in foul trouble right now. When Utah State is up by 21 points with 13:22 to go, I don't think the Aggies are all that concerned. Jonathan Galloway at the stripe. Gallo made each of his 2 previous free throws that he's taken. Those is only 2 points. He does have 3 rebounds. First one here from Gallo, no good. UC Irvine has made 9 of their first 10 foul shots. They're 4 of 6 since. 58-37. Utah State by a blackjack. Gallo's second foul shot. A little herky-jerky, but it falls. The first one was nice and fluid, and it didn't. Second one didn't look pretty at all, and it went in. 20-point game. Utah State with it. They have possession. They're able to get it across midcourt. It's Porter that brings it across for the Aggies here. Ball goes left side. Taylor open 3. That's the 5th 3 he's made tonight. 5 of 6. No, check that. 6 of 7. Taylor's got 19 points. Unreal. Guy's having a career night. Robert Cartwright now with it over to John Edgar Jr. That was part of the scouting report. UC Irvine was, they were well aware that Quinn Taylor has the ability to shoot the rock, shoot from 3. He's been averaging about 2 a game. Layup is missed by Spencer Rivers on the attack. Taylor hasn't been in double figures in any of the last 3 games until this one, and now he's got 19. 3-ball miss in the right corner. It was taken by Diogo Brito. Evan Leonard got the rebound, and now John Edgar Jr. counting the basket. He's going to have a chance at a 3-point play here. 12:31 left in this game, 61-40. Utah State leads UC Irvine as Edgar goes to the line, and they're going to bring Neemias Queta back in. Now for Quinn Taylor, this is somebody that was diagnosed with a heart condition a couple of years ago, has played through that. Really is a good passer. Their second leading assist man, was a part-time starter last year and the year before that as well. Now a full-time starter. He's 22nd all-time in games played in a career at Utah State. Best game this year was when he had 10 and 15 back 3 weeks ago. Free throw missed by John Edgar Jr. Edgar does have 8 points in this game. John Edgar, a bucket away from 3 straight in double figures. Stripped there is Brown. It's Cartwright who takes it 2-on-1. Cartwright by himself goes to the hoop. He gets hit hard right there by John Knight III, who picks up his 3rd personal. It's now 6 against Utah State here in the second half, but it's still a 21-point lead for the Aggies as Robert Cartwright goes to the stripe. Queta back in for Utah State. He's got 15 rebounds in this game to go with his 11 points. That dude's a monster, and he's done that in 18 minutes. This guy can play. He's got Jonathan Galloway guarding him, 2-time Big West Defensive Player of the Year. That just doesn't happen to Galloway. Cartwright able to get ball, 61-42. Irvine still down by 19. Aiders coming out in a full court press. And Utah State unable to get it across. It's taken away by Leonard. Now it's John Edgar. Edgar to the basket. And that shot no good. Rebound is grabbed by Brito. Aiders staying in the full court press. Brito able to break it. Brito cross midcourt, no look pass down low. Porter gets hit by Jones. And now Porter is going to go to the line for 2 after this timeout. 11:57 left in this game. 61-42. Utah State by 19. Aiders got to figure a lot out and do it quickly. Starts making free throws, getting stops. We'll see how much this press can work for them. It's looked good initially, but they're going to need to string together a lot of turnovers and execute when they get chances as well. Aiders down 19. You're listening to UC Irvine Hoops on the Aider Basketball Radio Network. Utah State off to their best start in 6 years, and we know why. We're seeing it right now in front of our very eyes. 61-42. Utah State leading UC Irvine. 7-1 UC Irvine for now. With 11:57 left in this game. At the line here is Abel Porter. UC Irvine went on an 8-0 run at the end of the first half, into the second half. Got it to being a 6-point game. And Utah State has crushed them since. They've outscored them by 14 since then, as Porter gets that one to fall. Utah State on the season is average, beating their teams, or average margin of victory in wins is 24.5 points a game, and it's showing right now. Second free throw was no good, but an offensive rebound grabbed by Utah State, so second life for Utah State. And now we have a brand new 5 that's going to come in for UC Irvine here. Open three for Porter, no good. Spencer Rivers gets the rebound. Rivers brings it up. Anteaters have numbers. Rivers caught in the air, finds Leonard in transition. His three is way off. Anteaters now 0 of 9. And now here comes Abel Porter to bring it across for Utah State.
Come on, EJ, talk to him, EJ.
Here's Brown being guarded by John Edgar Jr. Now let's pass over the right side. Over to Abel Porter. Back up top, Brito. Brito gets around the screen from Kana. Wide open, down low is Knight. Good pass and a backdoor cut, easy bucket. 64-42, Anteaters down 22 with 11 minutes left. Ball right side over to Spencer Rivers. Spencer gets a screen from Elson Jones. Rivers pass back out. John Edgar Jr. takes a way deep three. That shot no good. John Edgar Jr. on the season, just 3 of 19. And now we're going to see a new series of subs coming into this game. A full line change. Russ Turner is not happy with what he saw from those 5 on that possession. The first time all season we have seen an entire shift, an entire change coming onto the floor. So the new 5 onto the court for UC Irvine. J.C. Butler with his first appearance in 3 games. He joins Max Hazard, Yasu Worku, Tommy Rutherford, and Jonathan Galloway. And that's some of the most frustrated we have seen Russ Turner on the season. Abel Porter bringing it across midcourt for UC Irvine. For Utah State. Ball goes down low. Knight goes right at Tommy Rutherford. He gets hit by Rutherford, and that's going to send John Knight III to the line. The foul on Tommy is his 3rd. It's the 4th against UC Irvine here in the second half. Still 10:37 left in this game. Well, for UC Irvine to get off to the start that they have gotten off to, they have done that, but I mean, when they have beaten teams like Texas A&M, that's a great win. Go on the road to SEC country. I mean, that's hard to do. But they were without Admon Gilder, their star, who are now learning is probably going to miss the rest of the season. And, Utah St. Mary's a team that has lost 4 straight games. They've struggled. UC Irvine took advantage of that. I mean, those are still really quality road wins, but there is no question in my mind Utah State is the best team UC Irvine has faced so far this season. Just wish they'd have a better showing than this right now. Down by 23. Both free throws good. 65-42. Aggies in front of the Anteaters. Ball goes right side over to Yasu Worku. Yasu looking down low. Galloway. Gallo gets hit going up. And now Gallo's going to go to the line for 2. UC Irvine's doing a good job of getting free throws, getting to the basket. That they have done well. But for UC Irvine, it's been a disappointing night in many ways. UC Irvine 16 of 20 from the stripe so far in this game. Utah State 7 of 8 from the line. Gallo's first free throw, shot no good. Gallo now 3 of 5 from the stripe. UC Irvine's taken 10 threes, they haven't made any. Meanwhile, Utah State is 9 of 18. Quinn Taylor's responsible for 6 all by himself. He's got a game-high 19. That's certainly a season high. We might need to check and see if that's a career high. Second free throw, good. 22-point game. Ball goes back out to Ainge. Now it's over to Knight III. John Knight III goes right at Galloway. A lot of contact. And now that's going to be a foul on Galloway. So the foul on Gallo is going to be his 3rd. That's going to send John Knight III to the line. A hard foul right there. And it was with the body. Jonathan Galloway did a good job staying straight up, but that is a foul. And that will send Knight to the stripe. First free throw, good. John Knight III, now with 8 points in this game, had a great tip slam early. It's an athletic Utah State team. I'm very impressed by what we have seen from them so far. Second free throw, good as well. 67-43, Anteaters down by 24. Their previous largest deficit on the season was 14. That was at Texas A&M, a game where they came back to win. You see, I had this at a 6-point game in the second half. Ball goes down low, good pass over to Jonathan Galloway. Justin Wolke on the assist after then Nehemias Queta fell down. He's able to get up a slam for Galloway. 7:48 by 22. We're past midway here in this second half. Ball goes right side over to Brito. Brito with the up and under. Shot goes no good. Rebound gets picked up by Tommy Rutherford, and now here comes UCI. UCI trying to save face. Yasu Worku gets hit on his trip, goes crashing into the cameraman down low. Went down hard, but gets helped up by his teammates. And now Yasu Worku is going to get some free throws here. The foul here was on Diogo Brito. That's his first. It's now 8 against UC Irvine here in the second half. And now here's Yasu Worku. Yasu Worku trying to figure out some of his free throw shooting woes. He's been better lately, 2 for 2 in this game. But Yasu on the season, 10 of 18. Now 11 of 19 as he gets that one to fall. 46 points for UC Irvine to the 67 of Utah State. Down 21. Yasu Worku can make it 20 if this one falls, and it doesn't. Rebounds grabbed by Cato. Boy, when it rains, it pours for this UC Irvine team. Nothing going right for the Anteaters tonight. Utah State's a good team, and UC Irvine having a lot of trouble. Their December schedule's really tough. Utah State's really good. Montana's really good. They're going to have to go to Eastern Michigan, and they return their 3 best players from last year, their top 3 scorers. They're all back, and they're seniors. 3 ball was missed by Utah State. Yasu Worku gets the rebound, takes it coast to coast, and lays it up and in. And on top of that, UC Irvine's going to have to go into Big East country and take on Butler. 67-48, 8:45 left here in the contest. John Knight III with it now. Pass goes right side over to Ainge. Here's Ainge. Ainge on the attack gets hit by Hazard. The foul on Max is his first, team 6th. So with 8:40 remaining, it'll be a pass from the right sideline for Utah State in Utah State territory. Again, 8:40 left in the contest. UC Irvine is on a little 5-0 run here over the last 92 seconds. Dwayne Brown Jr. just came back into the game. He's the one to pass it in. He gets it over to Ainge. Now to Taylor. Taylor's been the hot man tonight. 6 of 8 shooting, 19 points for Quinn Taylor, the senior from Texas. Brito on the attack, and a foul here to be on J.C. Butler. It's called on the ground, which means 1 and 1 instead of 2. So the foul on J.C. Butler is his first. A lot of NBA connections here in this game tonight. We mentioned Crew Ainge before, the youngest son of Danny Ainge, Spencer Rivers. Doc Rivers' son has played in this game, and now J.C. Butler, the son of Karan Butler, has played in this game. Brito's front end of the 1 and 1 is no good. Rebounds picked up by Jonathan Galloway. 67-48, Utah State by 19. Here's Yasu working. Yasu dribbling up top, trying to get around a screen. Yasu goes into a lot of traffic and gets the fall through the contact. So Yasu now has 9, 17-point game. Irvine's on a 7-0 run in the last 2 minutes. Here's Brown. Now it's over to Taylor up top. Taylor hands off over to Brito. Brito with it, passes it away. Ball goes to the ground. They're going to say it's kicked. Last touch by UC Irvine, which means it's going to be Utah State ball with 8:03 left. They'll pass it in with 20 seconds on the shot clock underneath their own hoop. Anteaters trying to create something here. Good to see some life from this UC Irvine team. After they got it to 6, they really got outscored badly. A long run, a 16-3 run at one point for Utah State, and there was really just no looking back after that. But the Anteaters not going to go away quietly. Here's John Knight III, 8 on the shot clock. Knight, pass it away. Left side in the corner for Ainge. Ainge beats Hazard baseline, goes up and floats it in. Back to 19 for Utah State. Ainge on the attack, puts it up and puts it in. He now has 8. Yasu cross midcourt for UCI. Yasu dribbling up top. Yasu looking down low for Galloway. Take it away. Brown bringing it across, goes alley-oop. Unable to get the flashy dunk there was Knight. Anteaters get the rebound. Now UCI wants to push. It's Worku, gets into the lane, goes to the basket, and he's going to get some free throws coming up after this timeout. 7:22 left here in this ball game. It's Brown who picks up the foul. So the foul on Brown is going to be his second. 7:22 to play. It's 69-50. Utah State leads UC Irvine by 19. Anteater shooting free throws on the other side of this break. You're listening to UC Irvine basketball on the Anteater Basketball Radio Network. legit. They're legit. They're legit. We're bad, but they're legit. Well, we're bad tonight. We're not bad on this season. I haven't seen that all year. I haven't seen that in a long time. I mean, he was like, it's 69-50 Utah State leading UC Irvine by 19 points here with 7:22 left in this game. We've seen some uncharacteristic moments in this game. One for UC Irvine, they're getting out-rebounded. 34-19 in this game. They've given up 7 more offensive rebounds than they've gotten. It's 9-2, and that's that category. At one point, Russ Turner pulled everybody on the floor off. Took all 5 off, put a fresh 5 on. I have not seen that at any point this year. He was not happy with what he saw from his Anteaters tonight. Yasu Worker's first free throw up and good. Still plenty of basketball left, though. Anteaters running out of time quickly. They're down 18, 69-51 as Yasu he gets into double figures there with that one. Last year at Utah State, UC Irvine's Yasu Worku had just 8 points. It was a close game last year at Utah State. It came all the way down to the end. Tommy Rutherford is one that ended up taking a 3 at the buzzer. He missed it. Cartwright comes in for Worku. On the floor right now for UCI, it's Butler and Rivers with Cartwright, Galloway, and Rutherford. Anteaters coming up a full court press, and Utah State able to break it no problem. Quinn Taylor takes it down low, brings it back out. Now it's Merrill. Dribbling baseline, gets the reverse layup up and in, and it falls. Sam Merrill's a good player, and he's actually been relatively quiet tonight. Sam Merrill in this game is in double figures, though, with 11 to go with his 5 assists. That's where he's made a big difference. Spencer Rivers tried to get into Jonathan Galloway down low. Gallo fights through contact and able to score inside. Anteaters coming back out in their full court press, trying to create something on offense, down by 17, 71-54. Under 7 minutes left. John Knight III brings it across midcourt for Utah State. He hands it off over to Ainge. Ainge with it now. Pass goes right side to Brown. Brown goes into the corner. Now goes back out to Merrill. Merrill being guarded tightly by J.C. Butler. There's a 3-ball by Brown, and he knocks it in. That's the 10th 3 made tonight for Utah State. UC Irvine, 0 of 10 from 3. J.C. Butler with it on the left side. He passes down low to Tommy Rutherford. Tommy splits 2 defenders, gets hit from behind by Brown, which is going to send Tommy to the line. So the foul on Brown, his second, 7th against Utah, or excuse me, 10th against Utah State, which means 2 free throws coming for Tommy Rutherford here. They may have, it was close to being a shooting foul, it doesn't matter. In this game, Utah State's got 4 in double figures. Taylor's led the way with 19. Cade and Merrill each have 10. Brown's added, or they each have 11. Brown's added 10. Knight also with 9, and Ainge has 8. So they could end up with 7 guys finishing in double figures in this game with 6:13 remaining. Tommy's first foul shot, no good. This game, in many ways, is actually reminding me of the Montana game that UC Irvine played last year. Towards the end of non-conference, I mean, they got absolutely smoked by the Grizzlies, who are coming to the Brent Center a week from tonight. But after that game, went to Boise, beat Idaho, and that Idaho team was pretty good. A lot different than this year's Idaho team as Cartwright picks up a personal. Foul on Cartwright's his second, team's 8th, which means 1-and-1 opportunity for John Knight III on the other end. But for UC Irvine, they had a really bad performance there. I mean, it's non-conference. Ultimately, it doesn't mean all that much in the big scheme of things, but you want to try to win as many as you can, compete against the best, see where you rank. And as the free throw was missed by John Knight III, you just don't want to see the really ugly performances. Irvine had one of those at Montana, and they're having one of those tonight against a good Utah State team. Montana ended up in the tournament last year. Robert Cartwright's 3-ball goes in and out. It's probably the best look Irvine's had so far. And a jump ball here. It's going to stay. No, it's actually going to be Utah State basketball. So J.C. Butler got caught up in the air trying to shoot. There was a hand on it, came all the way back down, and that resulted and a jump ball. If it wasn't a jump ball, it would have been a travel. 5:54 left, 74-55. Utah State by 19. We will hear from the head coach, the Anteaters, Russ Turner, after this game. Stick around for that. I imagine we'll have some interesting comments from Coach after the way this game has gone. I know he hasn't been very pleased with his team's effort in this game tonight. 5:45 to go. Utah State's Abel Porter with possession. He hands it off over their leading scorer, Sam Merrill. Sam Merrill gets around the screen. Merrill picks up his dribble, now finds Knight. Knight goes behind the back dribble, poked loose by Velp, then scooped up by Butler. Butler able to get ahead to Cartwright. Cartwright blocked by John Knight III. This guy is an athlete. John Knight III, only 6'2", 200 pounds, but this guy can fly. On the attack, Merrill. Merrill looking down low. Knight with the reverse. Shot no good. Rebound gets picked up by Taylor, and Taylor puts it up and puts it in. He now has 21. And now a foul. Well, the ball got away for a second. No foul call, actually. 76-55, Utah State by 21. 5:12 left. And talking about John Knight III, how about this? He had a 40-inch vertical measured on his recruiting trip. When he came to Utah State, he was wearing jeans. Coaching staff wanted to measure his vert, and he goes up and touches 40 inches. That's big time. J.C. Butler with possession now. It's over to Cartwright. Cartwright gets into the lane, goes back out. Spencer Rivers grabs it with one hand, little shimmy shake, trying to get it behind his back on the dribble. In the words of Chick Hurd, Mustard slipped off the hot dog. There's John Knight to the basket. Contact from Galloway, no call. Knight goes down hard. Knight is still down. UCI has numbers. Knight is still on the ground at this point. Ball inside for Velp. He scores. Knight is still on the ground, and he looks to be in quite a bit of pain with 4:32 left in this one, as he's attended to by the athletic training staff for Utah State. Gallo bodied him up, and he just kind of crashed down hard. I mean, there was no foul call, and that was the right call. You almost kind of think, I thought initially maybe he went down hard trying to help sell the call for a little bit, but when he's down as long as he was, that's frustrating, I would imagine, as he's being helped off by the Utah State training staff, athletic training staff, I should specify. Some of the fans here at the Brent Center, an applause for John Knight III. Darian Traylor getting his first look on the night. He comes in to replace J.C. Butler. We're seeing Elson Jones come in to replace Jonathan Galloway here. Utah State has won 8 of the previous 10 meetings against UC Irvine. This is the 62nd matchup between these teams, former Big West foes. It's Brito to bring it across midcourt for Utah State here, being guarded by Traylor. Ball goes right side over to Porter. Porter still with it, 17 on the shot clock. Here's Porter being guarded by Spencer Rivers. Porter picks up his dribble, hands it off over to Merrill. Merrill gets it to their star in Cada. Their freshman star, I should say. Merrill's really their star, but Cada is going to be big time. Little shake and bake move. Fall away three in the corner was missed by Merrill. Rebound grabbed by Cartwright. Cartwright looking to push for UCI. There's Cartwright with it, looking down low for Elson Jones. He's able to find Elson Jones. Jones backing down Cada. Jones gets Cada up in the air, gets hit, count it, and Jones with a chance at a three-point play. 76-59. Under 4 minutes left here in the contest, and we'll take a timeout. Again, 3:54 left in this game. Utah State on the verge of winning their 9th and 11 meetings against UC Irvine. They're up big right now, 76-59. You're listening to UC Irvine basketball on the Anteater Basketball Radio Network. Well, UC Irvine was bound to have an off night. It's happened tonight. After going 7-1 in November, December not starting off the way the Eaters had in mind. They're down 76-59 here with 3:54 to go in this game. Elston Jones, a former Utah State big, is now at UC Irvine. He's at the strike now. Elston Jones so far in this game, 7 points, a couple of rebounds. Free throw no good. Rebound grabbed by Taylor. Again, for Utah State, their average margin of victory in wins this year, 24.5 points a game. And we're seeing why right now. They beat St. Mary's by 17. Their only loss was by 5 in a neutral site game against Arizona State. 76-59. All Utah State. You guys are good. Merrill down low. Being guarded by Darian Traylor, gets around him. Elston Jones ends up falling on top of Merrill. Both guys hustle up. Both up, no problem. Traylor now with it. Gave it over to Spencer Rivers, and Rivers traveled. Robert Cartwright was wide open left side. He wanted the ball on that possession. He was open for a three, but threes have not dropped for UCI in this game. 0 of 11 from behind the arc. Getting crushed on the boards, out rebounded by 13. Utah State's won points in the paint. They've won second chance points. They've won points off turnover. Abel Porter Jr. with it now for Utah State here for the final 3 minutes in this game. J.C. Butler hustles over the scorer's table. He'll be checking in momentarily. Ball goes to Cada. Cada back to Merrill. Merrill three ball. It's up and in. The 11th three tonight for Utah State. For Merrill, he now has 14. Robert Cartwright on the attack on the other side. He goes crashing into the first row of seats. Goes out of bounds. Utah State basketball. It's actually a stat correction. They had Quinn Taylor before with 6 threes. He actually has 5 made. But 21 points here in this game. Rivers and Jones come off. Riddell comes on with J.C. Butler as we're seeing as close to reserves as UC Irvine has at this point. They don't really have reserves because they're so deep and so many guys get minutes, but J.C. Butler doesn't play a ton. Neither does Darian Traylor, Solomon Riddell, Spencer Rivers. They're all playing in this game tonight. 20-point lead for Utah State with 2.5 to go. UC Irvine's got a lot to clean up before they take on Cal Baptist on Wednesday on the road. And you know Cal Baptist is going to get up for that game. It's the first time as a Division I team Cal Baptist will host a Division I opponent. They have a beautiful new arena. Imagine that's going to be a really good game. Sam Merrill, fall away three up top. That one's up and in. Merrill now with 17 points in this game. 82-59. And then Anteaters come back home to take on Montana. Montana tournament team from a year ago, and they are really, really good. We know how good they are. Darian Traylor hits a three. Able to respond. Darian Traylor hadn't scored in either of the previous 2 games. Only played 6 minutes in those games, but comes in here and hits a three right away. Knocked loose by Yasu Worku. Porter had to go back in the Anteater territory to pick up the ball, but not a backcourt violation. 14 on the shot clock. Porter with it now for Utah State. Now it's over to Sam Merrill. Merrill, pass goes right side. Wide open there is Brito, and Brito hits it. What a clinic Utah State is doing shooting the basketball tonight. 13 threes allowed. They're 13 of 25. It's 85-62, 23-point lead for Utah State. Solomon Riddell up top. Ball goes to Yasu Worku. Yasu looking down low for Tommy Rutherford. Tommy goes face up on Taylor, draws a double team. Now goes up with the right hand, shot no good. Then Tommy fouls Cada underneath. And that means Cada is going to get a 1-and-1 opportunity here with 67 seconds left in this game. Utah State's going to improve to 7-1 on the year. For UC Irvine, they're going to fall to 7-2, their second loss in 3 games. And 0-1 here in the month of December. A lot to build on from the successes of November. But here against this Utah State team, this has been a frustrating start to the month, which is going to be a very tough month for UC Irvine. A 1-1 chance for Cada here. I tell you what, Cada is going to play in the next level. How about his line tonight? 11 points, 19 rebounds, 3 assists. And that's with Jonathan Galloway guarding him a lot of the night. Cada's been unreal. Free throw no good. Tipped up, picked up by Darian Traylor. Final minute of basketball now here from the campus of UC Irvine. Yasu Worku with it down low. Yasu, the only 8-hitter in double figures. Traylor misses a three. By the way, the three for Traylor was the only one the UCI has made so far tonight. They're 1 of 13. Now a foul here goes against UC Irvine. No, it's actually going to be on Utah State's Justin Bean, the redshirt freshman from Moore, Oklahoma, who hasn't played since they faced Mississippi State back on November the 13th. Here's Tommy Rutherford at the stripe. Rutherford's first free throw up and in. Rutherford now has 6 points on 2 of 3 shooting from the line. Cada comes out of this game. Cada's player of the night, for sure for me. And that's including Taylor going 7 of 9 from the floor, 21 points. So Taylor goes 21 points. Merrill had 17. Cada 11 points, but 19 rebounds and dominated the game. 3 assists. Brown had 10 points coming off the bench. Knight the Third's added 9 for them. Ainge with 8. They've got a lot of big scores. That's how you get to 85 points. Second foul shot no good by Tommy Rutherford. As for UC Irvine, they've only had 1 player in double figures. That's Worku with 11. Cartwright's added 9. Edgar with 8. Those are the leading scorers. Elston Jones did have 7.
Don't foul. Don't foul.
Abel Porter Jr. with it right now for Utah State. 85-63. Utah State by 22. Foul against UC Irvine. We're going to call that on Darian Traylor. And that's going to send Abel Porter to the line for 2 as that puts Utah State in the double bonus. Porter, 1 point so far here in this game. He had 5 points against Northern Iowa. He only had 5 points total in his previous 3 games combined. Now he has 2 as that free throw falls. Velp comes in for Rutherford. On the floor right now for UC Irvine, it's Cartwright with Traylor, J.C. Butler, Solomon Riddell, and Colin Velp. 8-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock here. Porter Jr. gets that one to drop. He gets both. 87-63, Utah State by 24. And that's been about the margin in their victories on the season. Velp with it right now. Velp spins into the lane, goes up with the left hand, shot no good. Traylor tried to get the rebound. Porter grabs it, shot clock turned off. And imagine Utah State now going to just hold for the final shot here. But instead, Darian Traylor reaches in. And that's going to send Porter to the line. Credit to Traylor for still playing hard there, but trying to, every second counts. That has been a staple of Russ Turner teams since he's had the job here. No matter what the score is, no matter the situation, you play everything to the end. It's a 40-minute game. You play them all. Abel Porter Jr. gets that one to go. So Porter's made 3 straight free throws. Utah State now with 88 points. They get this one, it'll be 89, and it goes. 89-63. 22 seconds left in this game. Utah State comes to the brand and beats up UC Irvine. Yeah, it's just awesome to see this happen here. UCI has been so good at home the Russ Turner era. 3-ball taken by Robert Cartwright, that no good. Even when Nevada came here last year, this didn't happen. Rebound grabbed by Darian Traylor, his putback falls. And that's going to bring us to our final score. 89-65, Utah State crushes UCI by 24. Yikes. We'll break it down on the other side of this break. Post-game show coming up next. All Aggies over the Anteaters. UCI handed their second loss this season, their first home loss. UCI 7-2 on the year. Utah State 7-1. Post-game show is next here on the Anteater Basketball Radio Network. Eric, this is a 3-minute even break. Actually, hang on a second. This is how many breaks have we had in the second half? 5? Yeah, this is a 3-minute break. 3:10. 3:10.